This is how Alabama stays on top, by landing five-star recruits. Just now, five-star EDGE Keon Keeley has committed to Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. We've been waiting on this one since August, really, when Keon Keeley decommitted from Notre Dame. The 6'6", 245-pound prospect from Tampa, Florida, just announced his decision, picking Alabama over Ohio State and Florida. The Tide land the number 1 player at the edge position and the number 11 best player overall, according to the On3 consensus rankings. Let's bring on Director of Recruiting for On3, Chad Simmons. Chad, this was an On3 exclusive. Keeley kept it tight-lipped throughout his recruitment, but how do you think Alabama was able to pull away from Ohio State and Florida down the stretch?
I think it's just who and what Alabama is, Josh. I mean, Keon really talking to me, breaking down his decision, really said there's really no one thing about Bama. It's just, as he said, Bama is Bama, as so many kids say, from Nick Saban all the way down to player development, from relationships to the teammates you're going to have, the competition day to day in practice, to the winning opportunities on the field, to the development. I mean, so many things I think factored in, not just one or two things separated them from Florida and Ohio State, but just I think the consistency, him getting back time after time, getting that feeling in Tuscaloosa around that coaching staff, around those players, led him to Alabama.
When did you kind of know it was going to be Alabama? You've covered this recruitment better than anybody else in the country. When did you feel the tide, starting to turn?
I mean, I thought I knew in September, then October, November. Here we are in December, and finally it happened. I think, one thing I've been told about Keon from a few people, really, really close to him is he is a procrastinator. He does overthink things. He does overanalyze things. And, he admitted that Bama, kind of took the lead earlier in the fall. He went into it, he said, after he decommitted from Notre Dame with a pretty open mind and gave Florida and Ohio State a fair opportunity, and it came down to Ohio State and Alabama in the end. But I think he was leaning, and he said pretty much, after that visit for game day in Tuscaloosa and during the season, he started to kind of feel he could be part of something at Alabama. And in the end, he said that trip for the Iron Bowl gave him that 100% confidence that he found his next home. Being there in that environment around those people, not just the coaches and the players, but also the commitments he's gotten close to. He just felt it was the right time, and he knew where he wanted to go.
What type of player is Alabama getting in Keon Keeley?
Another freak, defensive player off the edge, a guy that checks the boxes physically, super long, 6'6", long arms, can disengage, can turn, run, bend around the outside, and get to the quarterback. It's a fast-paced game now in college football, and you got to have a guy that can be disruptive right off the ball very quickly, and Keon can be that. And the scary thing about Keon is he's far from done as far as being developed physically, technique-wise. Bama, as a player, you have to kind of bet on Bama developing you, and he's in pretty good hands there under Nick Saban and that coaching staff.
All right, give me a comparison. Who on the next level does Keon Keeley compare to?
The hot name, of course, is Will Anderson, about to be, a top pick in the NFL. I think, he's kind of that mix between Will Anderson, I think Dallas Turner on the other side for Alabama. Dallas a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. Will Anderson wasn't quite as big coming into Alabama, but I think Keon's very disruptive, very quick, plays with that mentality that Will plays, not all about, the outside noise, not all about the me, but just go get it done, hold your teammates accountable, and be a dominant player on Saturdays. I think Keon can be that guy in Tuscaloosa.
Well, Alabama lands a big-time five-star impact player down the stretch in 6'6", 245-pound pass rusher Keon Keeley. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me, and remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.